Now on CoastTV News.
Wintry weather on the way to the coast to end the week. I'll time out when that snow will arrive. Coming up in just a few moments.
Update details from Cape and Lopin High School after a gun was found in a student's bag yesterday.
Future of marijuana-based businesses here in Georgetown hits a snag. The next steps in the process of figuring out what to do with the recently legalized drug.
The 14th Amendment. Lawyers for former President Trump filing a brief today hoping the Supreme Court can keep him on the Colorado ballot.
A weekend on the coast. President Biden is planning to make the trip this way tomorrow. How that might affect you.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Icy in Milton tonight and more winter weather on the way. Good evening. I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight by taking a live look outside into our Tidal Health camera to check on the weather here. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Alex Seymour is in now with a look at our weather tonight. Good evening, Alex.
Good evening. Yeah, we've got some wintry weather on the way over the next 24 hours. We're really going to start to see some snow push into the area by the time we head towards that morning commute. Snowfall totals, a dusting to an inch for areas in Worcester County, Somerset County. That would include Ocean City, Berlin, down into Snow Hill, Princess Anne area, Pocomoke City area. 1 to 2 inches of snow across much of Sussex County, including Georgetown, Laurel, also closer to that Bethany Beach area. But a stripe of 2 to 4 inches expected along the Route 1 corridor from Milford through Milton through Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, and then even higher totals if you do have to travel maybe farther upstate into Newcastle County or up towards the big cities in I-95 corridor. 4 to 6 inches of snow expected in those areas. That snow not yet here. We're still dry as I take a live look out on our Irish Eyes camera overlooking the Lewis Canal this evening. Temp sitting right around 37 degrees, so it is pretty chilly out there. Satellite radar picture showing rain, showing snow, but none of that is reaching the ground. This is something called virga. There is snow falling and rain falling from the clouds, but the atmosphere is so dry it's not able to reach the ground, so you're not going to see that at the ground until the atmosphere has kind of moistened up. That will happen by the time we head towards the morning commute. And really once we get into this batch, this heavier batch of precipitation moving through West Virginia, that will arrive for that morning commute. I'll have more details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. And for more weather updates, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need.
In Georgetown, the pot smoke is blowing in a new direction. It had looked like the town was going to buck the trend and actually allow recreational businesses to operate there.
But as Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert reports, a recent vote from the town committee is changing the outlook.
The marijuana business debate is heating up in the county seat. The town's planning commission voted to not recommend an ordinance that would establish marijuana businesses to the town council.
I think it's like anything. It's change, and sometimes we're very comfortable with it and sometimes we're not. But I think the process is important to have the public hearings, the public to come out and to share their perspectives, both pro and con.
This comes after a public hearing where both sides made their case. I did speak with multiple people today who did not want to get on camera, but they were all against allowing these types of businesses here in Georgetown for various reasons. One person said that they don't understand why marijuana is even necessary to begin with, and others saying they just simply didn't belong here in the county seat. John Peterson spoke at the hearing and believes marijuana is misunderstood.
There is no statistically sound, scientifically proven relationship between marijuana and hard addictive drugs. There's a lot of misconceptions about marijuana that have persisted year after year, decade after decade.
For now, the future of marijuana in Georgetown is still up in the air, subject to change depending on which way public opinion blows. I'm Charles Reinert in Georgetown, Coast TV News.
It's important to note that this is not the final say. According to town manager Gene Dvornik, town council will also be holding a public hearing on recreational pot businesses in the coming months, though a date for that has not yet been set.
New fallout after a 17-year-old brought a loaded 9mm handgun to Cape and Lopin High School. Many people we spoke with earlier today said they had no idea this happened and that it's scary. We still don't know why the student brought the gun to school. We don't know how teachers found out about the gun and told the school resource officer. One woman who has a grandchild at Cape and Lopin High School says she has been pushing for metal detectors in the school for years.
And, I've heard people complain that it would take too long to get the children through the metal detectors and all that. Well, nobody minds that at the airport. Nobody minds it going into a concert when you have lines backed up. Nobody minds when you go into any federal building, you have to go through a metal detector. So I don't understand why our children are less important in those places.
We asked the Cape and Lopin High School District if they were making any security changes because of this. They referred us to existing policies. Delaware State Police says the school resource officer remains on hand, but any security changes must come from the district.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what should be the primary focus of school safety measures. Let's take a look at the updated results from the last news hour.
Looking at the screen here, it looks like the majority, 72%, say metal detectors, like that person we spoke with said. 21% for police present. Just a few votes for bag checks, student counseling, and more staff training.
If you haven't voted yet, easy to do. Just go to coasttvnews.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. Senate Bill 202, focusing on first responders, has passed the committee stage. According to the Delaware General Assembly, if signed into law, it will increase death benefits for families of police, firefighters, and paramedics who die in the line of duty. The bill raises the benefit from $200,000 to $375,000.
Major parking changes are being considered in Rehoboth Beach tomorrow. City commissioners say they're thinking of increasing parallel parking fines from $15 to $50 and offering a reduced fine for some parking violations if paid quickly. The meeting will also address amendments to various sections of city parking codes, including meter zones, fees, and permits. A bill preventing a government shutdown this weekend has now passed through both chambers of Congress and is headed to President Biden's desk for a signature.
But there are still significant hurdles in the way of the full-year funding agreement reached between the top Democrat in the Senate and the top Republican in the House. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Congress passing a bill to fund the government through early March to prevent a partial government shutdown this weekend.
The bill is passed.
This is what the American people want to see. Both sides working together and governing responsibly.
But not everyone is on board.
Today we are gathered once again to kick the can down the road.
The stopgap measure is a bridge to a full-year funding bill that the top Democrat in the Senate and top Republican in the House have reached a tentative $1.66 trillion agreement on. Many conservatives object, pressing for more spending cuts. But while there is progress on keeping the government open, a separate fight is ongoing over tying funding for Ukraine and Israel to the U.S. southern border. Top congressional leaders from both parties met at the White House yesterday pushing for a breakthrough.
I think the vast majority of members of Congress support aid to Ukraine. The question is whether or not a small minority are going to hold it up. This could be a disaster.
Former President Trump urging Republicans not to support any border deal negotiated with the Senate and Biden administration, dividing the party.
If the reports are accurate, I'm not going to support it.
To lose this opportunity to get it passed into law, I think is malpractice.
A clash on Capitol Hill becoming a presidential proxy war, testing the influence of President Biden and former President Trump. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
This is the third stopgap measure since this past September as a divided Congress struggles to agree on full-year government funding bills.
Also new tonight, former President Donald Trump is looking to the Supreme Court to keep him on Colorado's Republican primary ballot. The former president pleaded with the Supreme Court on Thursday as he seeks to overturn a state ruling that found him ineligible to be on the ballot due to his role leading up to the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled on December 19th that a clause in the Constitution's 14th Amendment, which prohibits, quote, an officer of the United States who engaged in insurrection, unquote, from running for various federal offices applied to Trump. Citizens for Responsibility Ethics in Washington and 2 law firms filed the lawsuit on behalf of 6 Colorado voters. Trump lawyers filed a brief laying out his position ahead of oral arguments that are scheduled for February 8th. The plaintiffs have a January 31st deadline to file their own briefs to the Supreme Court.
Noon tonight, we are learning more about President Joe Biden's planned visit to Rehoboth Beach this weekend. The White House says Biden is set to leave Washington at 5:45 p.m. and arrive in Rehoboth Beach at 6:40 p.m. The president is scheduled to stay for the weekend and leave Monday. A temporary flight restriction is in place during the entirety of his visit.
Happening tonight across Delmarva, a big crash in Kent County damaged both the vehicle involved in the crash and a home. Take a look at these photos. Incredible stuff here. This happened on South Main Street. The Magnolia Volunteer Fire Company says 2 vehicles crashed into 2 separate buildings. The agency says there were multiple patients. Firefighters say due to the extensive damage, the Kent County Special Ops team was called to secure the structure before the vehicle was removed. Crews could be seen there sawing wood on the scene.
Housing and community development will soon be in the spotlight for the city of Salisbury. The city will be holding a public hearing on fair housing needs and community and economic development. According to the city, the goal is to gather information for the city's 5-year consolidated plan for 2024 to 28, as well as a grant program. This hearing is slated for Wednesday, January 24th at 5:30 p.m. We are thrilled to announce that CoastTV has a brand new Facebook page for the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions. Make sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan the QR code on your screen. Stay connected with us.
We are just getting started here tonight.
Still to come, something old becomes something new. A renovation turning this building into a destination for history buffs.
Cold and snowy weather will continue all the way through the weekend. I'll let you know just how cold it will get and just how much snow will fall coming up just after the break.
And next, flooding dangers, why this flooded front yard is a life or death situation for one man who lives in this community in Angola. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
I had stage 4 breast cancer. And my child had to be born, that they were going to take her by emergency C-section. They did not know if she was going to make it. I was like, this is not my story. This is not my daughter's story. This is not how this is going to go. And the doctor looked at me and was like, we're going to make this okay. The people of Bay Health had a commitment to me and to my children.
Hey Delmarva, this is MJ Laughlin. Start something new at IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Melford, Smyrna, Newark, or Berlin, and discover savings of up to $13,000 off Grand Cherokee 4XE, or take advantage of discounts up to $15,000 off on Ram trucks. Also, we have lease options available with payments starting as low as $229 per month. Stop by any IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Melford, Smyrna, Newark, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
When floodwaters rise, so do challenges for people in this Angola community. It's a life or death situation for one man who lives here and needed to go to the hospital last week, but the ambulance couldn't reach his house. State and county agencies have explored flooding fixes for several years now, and they're finally nearing a solution. When it rains, it floods in the Fox Hollow community. When it's cold, it freezes. And that's dangerous for John Brady.
Ability is a little affected by the last round of heart surgery and the artificial heart.
This equipment in Brady's bag keeps his heart pumping, but Brady goes days without mail delivery. Coast TV watched as this Amazon truck got stuck in the ice.
The good people at Lewis Meals on Wheels deliver me a meal each day, and they've had to huff it in from the top of the hill.
It was even scarier for Brady when he fell and hit his head on this door frame.
This is one of the things that we were absolutely afraid of.
This video from a neighbor shows the Lewis Fire Department ambulance trying and failing to reach Brady's house.
For EMTs to get to the ramp to John Brady's house, they had quite the path to take. They had to cut through the side yard of his house, but in order to even get here, they had to cut through neighbors' yards because the road was impassable due to all of the flooding. I'm told that this property here was completely flooded as well, so they were only able to get through with their medical equipment bags.
Luckily, Brady's doctors told him he could stay home under a concussion protocol, but his friends are still scared.
He's prone to fall. That could happen tomorrow. It needs to be addressed promptly, for everybody here.
Past project pitches have been treading water, but Councilman Mark Schaefer is hopeful change is coming.
It looks like there may be a solution to be able to get an outfall pipe over to a community behind here and dump the excess water when we have heavy rainfalls over into a wetlands area.
Trying to keep the Fox Hollow community afloat, not underwater. Schaefer says the Sussex Conservation District has funding available and Brady has offered up his yard to run the pipe.
Well, it's a pretty chilly evening here along the coast. No snow just yet, but it will be arriving by the time we head towards that morning commute. So keep that in mind as you're hitting those roadways tomorrow morning. You may want to give yourself a little bit of extra time where you may already start to see some of that snow falling. Shouldn't deal with too many widespread issues, but we could deal with a few just slippery spots even by tomorrow morning's commute. The more impactful time frame would be tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So that drive home from work and school, that would be pretty impacted tomorrow. Take a look at this. Snowfall totals, I should say, that we're expecting. Ocean Pines, Berlin, Ocean City, dusting to an inch of snow. But 1 to 2 inches of snow expected in Long Neck, Bethany Beach, over towards Georgetown, Millsboro, Seaford, Laurel, Delmar, Greenwood, and Bridgeville. 1 to 2 inches of snow and 2 to 4 inches of snow in Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Milton, and Milford. That is all along that Route 1 corridor. A little bit of enhancement right there along the Delaware Bay. So a pretty impactful snow. It's not going to be a massive snow event, but with the cold ground, with the cold roads, and with a very cold air mass coming in for the weekend, we're going to run into some issues. So it snows from sunup to sundown on Friday, and then we're expecting that flash freeze as temperatures, they're going to tumble into the teens during the overnight hours Friday. So even if you just have a wet roadway tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, odds are it's going to be an icy roadway by the time we head towards Friday night into Saturday morning. And then we've got a cold weekend. We're going to be struggling to get above 32 degrees, even for those afternoon highs. Saturday, there's no shot of it. We're going to be staying in the 20s all day long. Sunday, we may see a few locations get above freezing. Orsted, Cameron, West Ocean City this evening, we are above freezing, but temperatures will be slowly falling throughout the overnight hours, close to that freezing mark. Temps sitting right around 40 degrees in West Ocean City. Satellite radar picture makes it look like we're already seeing some rain, we're already seeing some snow. This is Virga. What that is it's rain, that's snow falling from the clouds, but the air is so dry it evaporates before it ever reaches the ground. So it's not yet reaching the ground. But as this continues, our atmosphere becomes more moist over time, and eventually it will reach the ground. And that will be the case by the time we head towards that morning commute on Friday, especially as this batch of precipitation moving through West Virginia, Southwest Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, that starts to move into the area. And that's, as I said, just in time for the morning commute. We can see that on our in-house futurecast by 6 a.m. The snow widespread across the region. Some areas may just be dealing with that wintry mix and rain. That's why we're expecting that dust into an inch the farther south that you're located, especially along the coast in Worcester County and then southeastern Sussex County. Everybody, though, will transition over to all snow. We could see it break apart briefly Friday midday before another shield of snow, shield of rain moves in for those midday hours, and then we're going to be dealing with snow throughout the daytime hours of Friday. And then it gets cold once the snow clears out. That won't be until about 8 p.m. that the snow clears out, and then the temps tumble and the winds pick up. Wind chills by the time we head towards Saturday morning in the single digits and teens. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast. We've got a first alert weather day for tomorrow for that rain and snow, those slippery roadways. Icy roads continue into Saturday morning with these cold temps staying below freezing through Sunday and then up to 60 by the end of next week.
Thank you, Alex. Still to come, no more plastic bags. A favorite grocery store is making the move at every one of their stores.
And next, more money for managers. Walmart opening up the pocketbook and doling out raises to employees.
Regardless of the team you support on Sundays, the joy of victory is right around the corner. So is getting an affordable, reliable new Toyota. And with plenty of vehicles in stock, there's less waiting and more saving, making now a good time to score with a great deal. Like special financing as low as 3.99% on reliable Legends, RAV4, and Highlander. It's game on at Toyota, official partner of the NFL. Toyota, let's go places.
20 years ago, Farmers Bank of Wheelers opened branches to serve Ocean City and West OC. Now, we're making it official with permanent locations to better serve our customers in Worcester County. While other banks are closing branches, we're banking on Ocean City's future. Sure, we have a world-class app, but sometimes there's no substitute for helpful, friendly people. Announcing our grand opening on 87th Street, North Ocean City, and coming in 2024, West OC on Route 611. Switch to the Farmers Bank of Wheelers, where people matter.
Not sure what to get your Valentine this year? How about a new walk-in shower from Baths by Spicer Brothers? Right now, through February 14th, save 14% off your entire project and take advantage of no interest and no payments for 18 months. Plus, receive a set of 2 luxury bathrobes. And your new shower can be installed in as little as 1 day with factory-certified 5-star installation guaranteed. Don't miss out. This offer ends February 14th. Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Plumbing problems?
If your toilet won't flush and your water stops running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
Heating problems?
If it's cold outside and the heater's not running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
Marital problems?
Yeah, call that guy.
If your toilet won't flush and your water stops running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
For all your plumbing and heating needs.
For the first time in a long time, Walmart managers are getting a pay raise. On Thursday, the major retailer issued a statement saying it's increasing their average pay more than 9%. Now that comes out to around $128,000. It's up from $117,000. Walmart said that this represents the first adjustment to store manager pay scale in more than a decade.
Meanwhile, department store Macy's is going the other way. They're expected to make significant job cuts. Macy's will be slashing roughly 2,300 people, or 3.5% of its workforce. Macy's is also planning to close 5 of its stores as they try to reduce costs and boost slowing sales. The move comes as Bloomingdale's CEO Tony Spring prepares to take over the Macy's CEO role from the outgoing Jeff Jeanette. Aldi customers will no longer be able to purchase plastic bags. Here's why. The discount grocery retailer has eliminated plastic shopping bags from all 2,300 U.S. stores. The retailer aims to promote sustainability and to encourage customers to bring their own reusable bags. Aldi's CEO says the company became the first major retailer in the U.S. to eliminate bags at all of its stores. Customers who forget their bags can buy cloth bags in the stores.
The 2024 snow geese conservation order is set to open at the end of the month. This separate hunting season, meant exclusively for snow geese, gets underway on February 1st and 2nd. It is then briefly closed on February 3rd for the Youth Waterfowl Hunting Day before resuming from February 5th all the way through April 12th. The conservation order helps reduce the large snow goose population that is damaging Arctic nesting grounds and wetlands.
The Future Culture Creators, a workforce development program, is inviting Sussex County teens for an information session coming up on January 24th. It's aimed at 15 to 17-year-olds. This program offers paid training and helps in securing jobs with community partners. A follow-up interview session is scheduled for the following day, January 25th.
Coming up in sports, a clash in girls' high school basketball for the top few spots in the Henlopen South.
And coming up next, a place for history in a home of history. An old building in Ocean City is becoming a new museum.
It's Grace Home Furnishings' final sale before they close their doors for good. 4 days only, January 18th through the 21st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices, so get there fast before it's all gone.
Embrace a new journey and kickstart your New Year's resolution in a brand new Subaru from Gateway Subaru. Discover the 2024 Subaru Outback, which represents Subaru's commitment to safety, innovation, and adventure. Right now, lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Have you seen those crazy HVAC deals? Don't fall for that. At Above and Beyond Service Heating and Cooling, we just don't make promises, we deliver results. With our Peace of Mind maintenance agreement, you can rest assured we will keep up with your system throughout the year. We're a local company. You're not just a customer, you're our neighbor. Take advantage of our 0% finance for up to 72 months or up to $3,000 in rebates on a new train system. Call Above and Beyond Services to keep your family comfortable. Remember, it's hard to stop a train.
With all the choices of services around Delmarva, where do you even begin? Trust experts of various fields, including Kitchen Concepts Plus, Chesapeake Eye Center, Apple Discount Drugs, FLC Energy, Spicer Brothers Construction, Mattress Peddlers, Homewell Care Services, Robinson's Jewelry and Coin Shop, Delmarva Acupuncture and Wellness Center, Mast Audiology Services, Riptide Restoration, Active Pest Solutions, Delmarva Dave, and Buchanan Subaru. Visit DelmarvaExperts.com for various local professionals offering the best of Delmarva. Delmarva Experts, local experts right where you need them.
Get live radar and severe weather alerts. Download the free Coast TV First Alert Weather app. Brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
It's Grace Home Furnishings' final sale before they close their doors for good. 4 days only, January 18th through the 21st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices, so get there fast before it's all gone.
Ocean City has a rich history. You can experience that in a new museum that's coming this summer.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay tells us what went into making that museum a reality.
Bank of Ocean City left it for us as a present.
Project manager for the town of Ocean City, Joe Kurtz, walks us through the inside of the soon-to-be museum. What was once the Bank of Ocean City is now being transformed into a museum. He gives us details on how the construction is going.
So this is our main floor area. It's pretty much going to be a big open floor plan. Back in here, we're going to have a bathroom and a handicap bathroom and a little area for our utilities, everything like that.
With construction well underway, curator Christine Okelbloom will tell us what will be inside the new Ocean City Museum.
The exhibits on Native Americans here on the Delmarva, the history of Ocean City's downtown, and then just the history of restaurants, hotels, motels here.
People in Ocean City seem interested in the idea of a museum being so close.
If I was down here, I would go in there and check it out.
If there was a museum about Ocean City, I would definitely go. I'd be interested in that.
Once Joe Kurtz and his team put on final touches, the Ocean City Museum will be up and running this summer. I'm Kevin Zapay in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
In health news, Democratic lawmakers introduced legislation that would protect access to fertility treatments like in vitro fertilization. Today, lawmakers put forward a plan they call the Access to Family Building Act. It would make access to assisted reproductive technology a statutory right. The bill will be next referred to the committee, which will decide if it should be considered.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, sports fans. A girls basketball battle in Dover tonight. The top team in the Henlopen South, Early College High School, facing the number 3 squad, Woodbridge. ECHS hung in at the start, and it was a 2-point game after the first, but late in the second, Woodbridge started to pull away, and they had a 15-point lead going into the third. Then the Blue Raiders went on to win it 66-38 over the Hornets. For ECHS, Janiyah Dukes dropped 8 points and Marche Brown scored 10. On the other side, Woodbridge's Reagan Robinson led the way with 23 points and Tiana Neal had 19, and Anaya Taylor added 10. Tonight was the 4th win in a row for Woodbridge, all by at least 20 points. and they improved to 6-2 on the season. Next up, Woodbridge takes on Laurel, while the Hornets move to 8-2 and take on Delmar next. Over in girls basketball, Lake Forest defeated Laurel 62-37. The Lady Spartans had 3 players scoring in double digits, including a game-high 19 points from senior Kurja Hickman. Trya Kane and Destiny McCrae scored a combined 26 points for Laurel in the losing effort. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Hey moms, you know those unforgettable face palms? Those moments that leave us both laughing and sighing. They're not just mishaps, there are shared stories. Share your unique mom moments with us. Go to coastlife.com/mom.
Villa Sorrento invites you and your family to join us for some of Delmarva's best authentic Italian cuisine. Experience the aroma of warm bread served at your table in a cozy atmosphere. Try seafood pescatore or pasta with grandma's gravy. Our New York-style pizza and strombolis are a local's favorite. Top it off with cocktails, wine, and dessert. So for great food, good wine, great friends, good times, Villa Sorrento. That's amore. That's a nice.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Next Jeopardy!
What was your way of celebrating?
Eating at the Waldorf Astoria. Thank you so much, because I've just got 3 more payments.
Friday at 7:30 on Coast TV. Track the storm with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team.
Trying to plan something fun for this summer? Well, you're going to be excited to know that the band Fish's Mondegreen Festival is set to take place from August 15th to the 18th at the Woodlands in Dover. Organizers say tickets for that go on sale this Friday at 11 a.m. This unique 4-day event, open to all ages, will be held at the Dover Motor Speedway. Children under 8 get in free, but those under 17 need an adult with them. And remember, the festival is a cashless event and will go on rain or shine.
Winter weather on the way to the area as we head towards tomorrow morning's commute, so keep that in mind. You may run into some slippery roadways as you're heading out the door first thing tomorrow morning. Right now, though, we're still dry as we take a live look out on our Spicer Brothers construction camera at Salisbury University. Temps, though, pretty chilly, down to about 36 degrees. We'll be falling down to about the freezing mark by the morning. We do have our umbrella giveaway winner. Probably going to need an umbrella on parts of Delmarva, particularly the beaches in Worcester County, southeastern Sussex County tomorrow morning. Reitz Thorpe from Selbyville, Delaware, you're the winner this evening. Congratulations. Most areas, though, not going to be dealing with the rain. They're going to be dealing with the snow. And even those that do have to deal with the rain, going to see that transition over to snow. Several inches of snow possible across parts of Sussex County. That's going to impact those roadways. Maybe tomorrow morning, especially as we head towards tomorrow afternoon and evening. So make plans to have to deal with some of that tricky travel tomorrow evening. For that reason, we do have that first alert weather day. Everybody's going to be dealing with icy roadways tomorrow night into Saturday morning as those temps fall down to 18 degrees. We stay at the freezing mark or below it all week long. 28 degrees, that's a high on Saturday, and we may see even a few more snow showers on Saturday. We do warm up to 60 by the end of next week.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.